Enough of that nonsense. So, as per the previous video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through this game really quickly. I am following a walkthrough, which I'll put in the comments. I don't intend to do terribly much editing on this video, but basically I just want to find the points that I missed and show them to you on video. I believe this is Don Colby. It absolutely is. Alright, let's get the key from the ignition. We need the card in here. We need to look at the opposite side of the card. That's going to give us 5 points. No? Okay, maybe the 5 points only comes when we open the locker. Speed things up a bit. Heading to the locker room. I don't intend on reading everything else as well. Basically, I'm just going to read the bare minimum. Specifically, whatever's new. That is my locker, dude. Okay, it is 36,412. Alright, we need to get a bunch of stuff. I never used the handcuffs on my playthrough, or if I did, I don't recall using them. Alright. Yeah, I should also say that this one's going to be pretty much a salty playthrough because I'm going to whinge about everything that I didn't like. Like, for example, this counter. I don't like this counter at all. Yeah, look at that. You're too far away to see any details. If I look there, the council once held a nice coffee maker. If I look there, yeah, that's all well and good. But if I move here, it says that. I mean, I can sort of understand it because if you're outside and you say, look through window, it's going to say you're not close enough to a window. Or it's going to change contextually depending on where you're standing, like that. But the counter hiding the storage bins, unless there's another way of someone telling you, for example, where the kits are, like get kit, you're not close enough. Yeah, even that's a bit ambiguous for my liking. The bin isn't open. Open bin. Gets kits. Close bin because we're a nice person. Alright, need to go into the office to start with. We're not going to be immediately told about Jesse Baines escaping. That hasn't happened yet. I still think something went wrong on the first playthrough. I really do. What do I need here? I need to look at basket. The subpoena. Notification of time and date will follow. That was on me. I thought we could attend, but no, it is too early. Need to unlock the drawer. Take the letter. Don't get anything for reading the letter, unfortunately. I have the wallet. I'm not going to look in the wallet yet because I don't want to see the certificates. I don't know if there is actually a point for that or not, but that comes later in the playthrough. All right, just scrolling through the walkthrough. We need to look around near the window. It's more around the board, actually, but whatever. Yeah, definitely found this point. Take the keys. We need to look at Captain Hall's desk. Yeah, he's got his retrial, but he hasn't escaped yet. Folders and papers. Yeah, we definitely need to look at the papers. Right, we need to take a look at the Vice folder on here. It's criminal, isn't it? Vice. Miami? I spelt it correctly today. Yay me. We need to go back a folder and we need to take a look at, what is it? Personnel. Alright, so one thing we need to do here, and I did notice it both in the walkthrough and on the playthrough, is we need to look at Lloyd Pratt. It mentions that there is a confidential internal affairs department thing going on. I really don't know why what happens next is going to be a thing, but it's definitely something that I missed on the main playthrough because I did not think it would be a thing. Alright, we are done with the computer for now. Possibly forever, I'm not sure. So Lloyd is over here. And he gets kicked out on the second day. Appearing slightly out of touch with his surroundings. Hey dude, what's happening? We can ask him about drugs. And yeah, this seems highly illegal what Sonny's doing right now. But this is worth 5 points apparently. You quietly tell Lloyd about the ongoing internal affairs investigation and you beg him to stop using drugs. We're just straight up blowing the investigation. In a clear voice, Lloyd responds to you. Sonny, you're a true friend. I didn't realize how bad off I was until I woke up yesterday morning and didn't know where I was. I've made my mind up. Lloyd continues. Today, I'm putting in for a leave of absence. Then I'm going to check myself into a rehabilitation center. Leaving Lloyd, you wish him all the luck in the world. You know he has made the correct decision. That seems highly illegal. Also, I'm not doing any voices this time. We're just getting this playthrough done ASAP. Alright. What the hell is this? Give gun to officer. Ken takes a weapon and checks the trigger pull. He then hands it back to you and says, Okay, Bonds, pick any open booth and obey all safety regulations while in the range. Mills continues, When you're ready, you can fire at will, and don't forget to see me for a new supply of ammo before leaving. Huh. It wasn't worth any points though, so I don't think it's anything. We need protection. So we should be at 34 points at the end of this. No one else is practicing. Wear protection. Let's test out our gun. I couldn't even see the cyan cross until I saw the text. It's all the way down there. Wow. Low and to the right. All right, let's adjust the sights a bit. Well, let's see how that goes. Press back. It really doesn't look sighted all that well. It really doesn't. Yeah, let's replace the targets. Press back. For a few more shots just to empty the clip. Reload. And get out of here. Whoop. I take my eyes off the screen for just a second and that happens. Alright, so we need to give protection back. Need to get ammo. And move along. Now apparently the event should trigger when I walk in here. It has not triggered. Okay, so the first time I played this game, I walked in directly up and we got interrupted on the way there. But this time it took a couple of seconds to trigger. Alright, there is one more point here, and that is for grabbing the mugshot. There's probably so much other interesting stuff in the other filing cabinets in the other offices, but I'm not going to check. If you want to check that out, you'll need to purchase the game yourself. Unlock door. I've got to put the kit in the trunk. Or the boots, as I call it. Alright, how are we looking? So far, so good. This is definitely a step back. This is actually back to Larry 1 days, where we spoke to the taxi driver, and the taxi driver would tell us the list of destinations. There's no driving system in this game. Unless you want to call that a driving system, and honestly, I don't. I definitely recall reading on one of the Wikipedia pages that The devs were never truly happy about how the driving systems turned out. But I really don't think that this is it. I just don't. Can I help you? What do we need to say? I've forgotten. Sure I do. I don't actually have to face the camera. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff that I missed here, apparently. You learned that Baines escaped with a kidnapped rookie. I can't believe what's happened. I can't get over it. We've never had an officer kidnapped before. Baines took Pace and escaped in Pate's car. I sure hope he's okay. We just put the file together. Yep, okay. So the second paragraph, or the second box, talked about a car. The third box talks about a file. We need to ask about the car, apparently. That's easy, he says. Pate's car is a blue 1986 Corvette. Okay, if we knew that, then I wouldn't have been so surprised when we got to Oak Tree Mall. With personalised plates that say, wow. Okay, so the next one tells me to ask about Saxton. Who the hell is Saxton? And how the hell do we reach that? Right, that wasn't what I was trying to do. We are asking for his file. Just having a look through the walkthrough. All right, we need to just get the mugshot out of here. We need to ask about Pates. That is worth 2 points. But there's nothing in there that we actually need. There's just some useful info about context or whatever, but we don't need anything in there. So where the hell is this hint? We need to ask about Saxton. I've got no idea where that comes from. Yes, he says. We have one man in custody who saw the whole thing. Saxton. Sherman Saxton is his name. How do we learn about his name? I'm guessing maybe there's a very specific prompt. Maybe ask about kidnapping. Correctional officer continues. Just walk over to the interview area and I'll call him out. Yeah, let me ask about the kidnapping very quickly. I'm pretty sure I'll have a save game somewhere around there that I can use. Ask about kidnapping, maybe? I'm not aware of anything like that, Bonds. Ask about Baines. Is this the right save game? Nah. Wrong save game. I'd have to go back to somewhere like here and then drive to the station. All right. I'll pass on that, but I would dearly love to know how we learn about Saxton. You here to get me out of this joint? Saxton asks. No. Yeah, I didn't think so. So we can ask him about the escape. Let me just ask him about Baines instead. I don't know nothing about the dude, man. Really? Ask about kidnapping. Oh yeah, the escape, he says. That dude Baines did a number on your little jailer friend. Baines jumped your little rookie while being moved. It looked like he was holding some sort of knife to the jailer's throat. It looked so easy, Saxton says. I mean, he just grabbed the jailer, put a knife to his throat, and... What is that word? Sashayed? Sashayed? I've never seen that word in my life. Right out of the jail, unbelievable. What's unbelievable is I've never seen that word in my entire life. If that's a word that criminals are associated with, then that's proof that I'm not a criminal in real life. All right, let's get out of here. Just leave you behind. We should be at 48 points, so that's where we are. We need to get our gun. We're not getting trolled today. And at this point, we can head back to the station. Actually, can we radio dispatch? I need to radio dispatch more. Keith informs dispatch of your current 1020 situation. Nothing. All right. Not there. Actually, can we go there? Shopping early for Christmas. Yeah, here we go. That's a bit of a sequence break, but whatever. Alright, there's Haynes. The car. The sodding car. So I'm pretty sure I checked this and I didn't guess it. Alright, let's take a look inside. Look at its box. The glove box isn't open. So if I do this, open box, close box, dust box. I'm pushing F4. No, I don't want to talk to you just yet. Basically, I want to see if we can destroy the fingerprint here. Because, spoiler alert, there's a fingerprint we can grab. Okay, open box, close box, dust box. Yeah, okay. I didn't dust the glove box. This print is too smudged to take. That's because we opened it before we took the print. Or before we did the dusting, rather. Mumbling to yourself, here's one worth taking. Oh, for fuck's sake. Take prints from box. Oi. Use tape on box. Using the tape, you carefully lift the prints. Excellent. Now we can open it up. We can take the holster. What else is in there? You can look at the rego. Take the bullets. We need to ask her about the car. We get the description. Keith comes over. He's learned nothing. I've got some massive criticisms of his character, but I'll save them till the end. So, let me put this to normal, because I think I have something new here. Let's radio dispatch. Keith Kears and Mike, dispatch 53 Mary 2, be advised, suspect Baines may in possession of the correctional officer's gun. That is useful info. Dispatch Croc was back. Attention all units. I'm not doing voices, it's just coming out naturally. Updates on jailbreak. Per 53 Mary 2, Jesse Baines may now be armed with the correctional officer's gun. Approach with caution. Keith advises dispatch of the stolen car information and requests notification to all units. 10-4. Attention all units. Be on the lookout for one black 1986 four-door mid-sized station wagon stolen from Oak Tree Mall. A partial place of whatever. I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to go back and do that. I'm just demonstrating a point. Oh my word. This game has been a nightmare to record, and I'm not even joking. Alright, I'm not going to sequence break it today. Let's go back to the station. We get the call to go to Cotton Cove. I'll be nice today. No way. We'll save him $1. I'm so sorry about Gillespie's voice. Hell, I'm sorry about all of my voices. Hell, I'm a sorry person in general. I'm a sorry cop from Disco Elysium. Alright. What are we doing here? There is a bunch of stuff that I missed here as well. Even after I loaded and went into the lake and figured everything out, I missed about 12 things. We need to talk to her and ask her about the blood. Yeah, we saw that. She tells us to go there, and here's me thinking it was an ambush perhaps. We need to save our game and then shoot Baines. Or attempt to shoot Baines. Gun is definitely loaded. Okay, I'll get a few points for that. 4 of them to be specific. So what we can do, and this is kind of surprising because I would have thought that Gillespie would show some initiative, but no, he doesn't. He drives by. And we can get some points apparently by pursuing him. Yep, we heard that from Gillespie. The jogger runs off. She doesn't jog off, she runs off. Fraudulent jogger. Apparently we can get into the car and pursue him. Keith says, I don't think we can catch him, Sonny. He is probably long gone. Keith tells Officer Gillespie, Mario, stand by and secure this area until we return. Oh, that punctuation. No. No. That is not how full stops work. Go after Baines. Pursue Baines. Drive to Baines. No, we actually got to type in pursue or chase, maybe? With excitement in his voice, he speaks into the mic. Dispatch 53 Mary 2 with emergency traffic. What is with this full stop? Oh my god. All units, hold your traffic. I have emergency traffic from 53 Mary 2. 53 Mary 2, go ahead with your emergency traffic. Our emergency is we need donuts. Dispatch 53 Mary 2, we have just been ambushed at Cotton Cove by suspect Baines. He's screaming into the mic. Screaming. Suspect last seen northbound on Clearwater Drive at a high rate of speed. Be advised, we do not have him in sight. 53 Mary 2, 10-4, do you have a description of the suspect vehicle? I mean, that's okay, but the full stop after the question mark? No. And advise injury status from ambush. We're fine. Almost out of breath, Keith answers, Dispatch 53 Mary 2, negative injury to personnel. Although he's chain smoking right now, he's doing an injury to himself. Subject vehicle matches description of vehicle stolen from Oak Tree Mall. 10-4, attention all units, per 53 Mary 2, be on the lookout for a stolen 1986 compact black station wagon. Suspect vehicle last seen northbound on Clearwater Drive at a high rate of speed. Brake. Suspect vehicle has partial plates C035. Be advised the driver Jesse Baines just ambushed Mary 2 at Cotton Cove. The Mary unit has lost sight of vehicle. Caution. Suspect is armed and dangerous. All units acknowledge. As other units acknowledge the emergency traffic, he says, we might as well back out of it, Sonny. Looks like we lost the expletive deleted. Captain Fletcher Hall comes on the air. Car to car. 53 Mary 2, 53 Mary 1, bye. Mary 1 is the captain. Breathing normally, Keith presses the mic button and answers, go ahead, Captain. This is 53 Mary 2. 10-4, have you overtaken the suspect vehicle or do you have him in sight? Neither, Captain. Negative, Keith answers. (10-4), 10-22 to pursuit. Return to Cotton Cove and complete the investigation there. Every other unit will continue to search. 10-4, he speaks up. 10-4, Captain. Well, Keith says, you heard the man. Wait, what? Why are we at the airport? That's a very good question. Why are we at the airport? Baines is definitely not here, yes. Alright, let's go back to Cotton Cove. Oh, I missed that one. Something about a picnic lunch. That was a long-ass driving sequence, though. It really was. Oh, I've tried reading that, but I'm automatically going back into the Italian accent just because of the way that's written. Let me read this very slowly. I was listening on the radio, Sonny. Officer Glepsy grunts. Too bad you lost that cocker de rocha. Yeah, I'm not slipping back into that accent. Alright, we're back here. That was worth 2 points. We need to get the kit. And now, apparently... I looked. I'm salty about this. Apparently there is something in the trash can here. I mean, you'd think there would be something here. I'm literally looking at it, dude. Yeah, okay. As you suspected, you look in the garbage can and find garbage. Cool. If I do this, moving the garbage around, you find discarded clothing. Looking closer, you see what appears to be spots of blood on the clothes. Need to take the clothes. You remove a pair of grey pants and a blue shirt from the can. You think to yourself, man, these look like jail clothes. Wait a minute, here's a cloth name tag sewn onto the shirt. Discarded clothes with bloodstains. It doesn't tell us about a tag there, but we need to look at the tag now. J. Baines. Alright, we need to inspect this up here. River's Edge. The command there was look blood, but I think this is good enough. Yep, Keith comes in. So while that's happening, we can get our evidence. I think I got all this. We use the camera. We get the blood. We get the size 10D footprints. We can go right 2 screens now, apparently. And then, oh, I can't remember his name. The diver will turn up. Okay, go back left maybe. One screen. Here we go. Definitely going to make a save here. Apparently the command here is dive in, but I think search for body works just as well. Really? I still can't believe this is the thing. Look at Wallace does that, but look in Wallace does that. That's just madness. The walkthrough says his name is Officer Moore. I'm not actually paying attention to what's showing up on the screen right now. Alright, I need to take some stuff. So, fins, vest, belts, mask, suits. And I think that's everything, right? The tank and the fins. Those fins don't fit. Alright, tank 1. Check tank 1. Look at tank 1. Examine tank 1. What is the command? Look at tank. Oh. I can't believe that's not a thing. Yeah, that was critical, and I'm glad I got that. Alright, so I believe we're going to get to 86 points here. If I don't, then I've done something wrong. Alright, making a save. So apparently there's a bunch of stuff here. I did a lot of looking at the ground, and I found a whole bunch of stuff, including a bad apostrophe, but apparently there is a lot more in here. I want to keep looking at the ground here. Nothing, yeah, we saw that. I mentioned the church key. There's a lot of mud and trash on the ribbon bottom. It's metal, but you can't make out what it is. You don't need it, and besides, it's too slimy and old. You see a flicker of gold from the corner of your eye. You are amazed at what you think this object could be. Yep. I thought it might have been down here based on what we saw on the computer, and I was right. But I had to be in a very specific position to actually see that on the ground, and I didn't see that in the main playthrough. You brush the mud off of an object that appears to be a badge. You look at the badge and think to yourself, well, this is like finding a needle in a haystack. Like finding 2 points in the middle of nowhere. Badge 5558013. That is Haynes's badge. So if I go this way, hopefully I won't run out of air. That's why I saved. Apparently down here there is a knife. Now that I've read that there is a knife here, I can see it. You notice a glint of light reflecting off of an object. After picking it up, you look at the object, which is sharpened to a point. All of a sudden, in your head, a light comes on. You remember what the prisoner said. How the suspect held a makeshift knife on the jailer during the escape. Oh, so... Sorry, just trying to put my thoughts in order here. If I had not spoken to the prisoner at the jail, who, I'll be blunt, so I don't know why we spoke to that prisoner in the first place or how we knew their name, I assume this dialogue box would not show up. You slip the knife into your belt and keep it as evidence. Let's check. Yeah, nah, that's bullshit. We did not do that on that playthrough. We did not speak to the prisoner at all. It's like what happened at the very end of the playthrough in Bird Park when I tried using the radio. We'll talk about that later. Alright, so what's next? 90 points. We need to find the body. And then we just need to leave. This part just feels very badly designed as far as the time limit is concerned. It really restricts what you can do creatively in this area, I think. Move rocks. Look at his hand. Take body. I tried. There's nothing we can actually do with this body, to my knowledge. And by that, I mean, I'm looking at the walkthrough and it just says, okay, resurface and leave. I would have thought at minimum we would need to grab something of his body, but that's not the case. Alright, so we're almost done here. We need to put the kits. Get out of here. And I need to put it back to normal because we've got some more radio traffic. It specifically says radio the coroner. I'm going to radio dispatch. Dispatch 53 Mary 2 requesting the coroner at our 1020. Dispatch answers 10-4, 53 Mary 2. Be advised, the coroner will be dispatched to your 1020 when available. That is actually part of the instructions in the manual, so I'm not too upset by that. Alright, so let's go to the airport. Get a bit about the police chase here. There's nothing new there. car is here. I did inspect the car on my playthrough, but I didn't find this. Apparently we can just open the door, which honestly I'm salty about. No, we can't open the door. Okay. What do I have to do here? I need to grab the kit. We need to look at the car and then open the door? Really? All right, let's get our kit. Because there's a bunch of stuff that I missed. Open the door. Look at car. It matches the description of the stolen car. Oh, come on. I must have just done that in the wrong order on the main playthrough. That sucks. You open the car door and look inside. All right. It's pretty clean. You start to look around at specific parts of the automobile, searching for clues or evidence. Look at door, maybe. There is nothing at all unusual about the doors. Look at box. Simulated metal exterior. Don't suppose I can dust that. You carefully dust the glove box, but there are no useful impressions. So apparently there's a fingerprint on the mirror. A shiny surface is liable to pick up good prints. You carefully dust the rearview mirror and come up with one good print. Gently and carefully, you use the fingerprint tape to lift the clear print impression from the rearview mirror. Now, I don't see anything about the VIN here, but the walkthrough says to grab the VIN. I tried to look at the door because that's where it would be. Yeah, I think that's a bit of a leap game. I really do. You read the VIN number, S1234T10. That's all we need here. Enthusiastically, Keith says, "Yep, Sonny, we'll get that expletive deleted Baines now." We need to drop the kit. It's kind of surprising. For what we're doing next, I think we need it. So we need to get back in the car now and radio dispatch again to inform them of our developments. Dispatch 53 Mary 2, request a check be made on license number C035. I couldn't read that. 53 Mary 2, be advised your plate number matches that of the vehicle stolen from the mall. VIN number S1234T10 should match. Am I definitely playing on normal? I'm not. Attention all units, 1022 looking for suspect vehicle. 53 Mary 2 has it located. And it's at the airport. All right, 103, what's next? We need to cross the road. Yeah, I'll check out the terminal building and I'll find a bunch of stuff here this time. I tried showing the mugshot, I really did. But there's something else that I need to do. There is a point for that. And I would love to buy a different flower here. But the walkthrough recommends a rose. Alright. What am I doing here? First things first, can I go this way? I totally can. I just missed that on all of my other visits. Damn. Alright, we need to go into the toilet and we need to check out these stalls because as I showed in the main playthrough with the walkthrough's help, in one of these, look in toilets. No. In one of these, I think it's the middle one. There is a weapon. You see what looks like a police revolver hidden in the bottom of the toilet tank. Why would you hide it here, Baines? You roll up your sleeve and carefully lift the revolver. Fancy animation. The revolver is pretty wet, and so is your hand. I didn't want to interrupt that music. That was great. We need to dry off the revolver here using this thing. Dry gun. Hand dryer's not turned on. Is it not automatic? Fuck, what year is this? Turn on dry. You turn on the electric hand dryer. We need to dry the gun. You use the warm air from the electric hand dryer to dry off the gun. I don't know what we achieved by doing that, but it's worth 2 points. Turn off dryer. It's on a timer and will shut off by itself. Alright, fine. So, I tried. I had the idea of interrogating everyone here, such as the agent here. Show mugshot. We get a sarcastic response. How about I show my badge? The agent says, yes, officer, what do you want? Now I can show the mugshot. Yeah, okay, so he says something different now. Sorry, officer, but the face doesn't ring a bell. I wish I could be of more assistance. I've possibly screwed up something there because I need to do this one first, apparently. See if a rental agent says softly, that's very nice, sir. Would you like to see a picture of my son? No, thank you. You show your badge to the car rental agent and he says, yes, sir, Officer Bonds, what can I do for you? Nope, never seen the man before. But you have. She says the same thing, exactly the same thing. That's good training. There we go. The agent looks at the mugshot and says, matter of fact, I do remember renting a car to this guy. So apparently we need to ask for a list. Is there anything in particular you want to talk about? Yeah, car list maybe? Here you are, sir, be my guest. Yeah, again, that is a huge stretch. That is a massive stretch. Flashing a smile, the agent gives you her list of car rentals. Looking at the rental agreements, you come across a familiar name, Lewis Pates. You think to yourself, that punk has rented a car using the jailer's ID. I better jot down the information. You write down the vehicle information, 1988 green CMG sedan, license hash C43256. Again, this music. Are you sure about this, dude? What about the female agent here? Agent says, yep, same thing. Yeah. Why, yes, says the agent. I remember this guy. He bought a ticket from us recently. He seemed nervous or something. Again, we can ask for a list. It's just ask for a list in walkthrough, but maybe that's light list. What about manifest? Manifest is a nice word. List of flights and passengers says, here you are, officer. Carefully scanning the passenger list, a name catches your eye, Lewis Pates. You blurt out to the agent, Lewis Pates, that's the jailer's name. Baines is using the jailer's ID. The destination listed is Houston. The ticket agent advises you that the Houston flight departed approximately 20 minutes ago. Alright, we may as well just go back to the station and masturbate. Here comes Keith. Keith says, well, old buddy, I couldn't find anything else out there. They towed the stolen car away. Anything happening in here? You tell Keith that you found Lewis Pates' name on a list of passengers for a Houston flight. It has to be Baines that bought that ticket, you tell Keith. He must have used Pates' identification. Well, that's it. There's a lot we can do there, but none of it is actually critical. Alright, we need to radio dispatch again. Dispatch 53 Mary 2, request a check be made on handgun serial number SW5557763. Be advised your number comes back as a 4-inch K38 Smith & Wesson registered to Lewis Pates. The jailer's handgun. Well, Sonny, I guess we should get back and book this evidence. We need to use the radio again. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. After requesting an all points bulletin on Bain's rental car, Keith says, "We'll get him now, Sonny." Oh my word. You need to use the radio a second time to, well, one to report the gun and the other to report the car. I kind of hate that if I'm being blunt. Alright, so we need to go back to the station and wind down for the day. I sincerely hope there's nothing new there. Alright, we need to give Marie a call. This walkthrough doesn't tell me how we get Marie's information from 411. Again, I'm still fucking salty about that. It's only been one game. Or three. What is it? 555 4169. I don't have my notes in front of me. Alright. I really do wonder what would happen if we didn't do the date thing tonight. Wouldn't the game would end and we'll just end with Sonny being lonely on his couch for the following 2 weeks? What do we need to do? We need to stand, give the evidence. We should get 10 points for that, and we should find ourselves at the restaurants. Get the keys back on the... No, it's not. The key has been dropped off. Let's give the evidence. Taking notes, John Musser's check for and identify prints on enclosed 4-inch Smith & Wesson .38 caliber handgun, serial number K385557763. Making notations, John mumbles under his breath, request identification of prints on enclosed fingerprint tape found in deceased jailer's car. Making notations, same thing, request identification of thumbprints on enclosed fingerprint tape found in stolen car at Lisson Airport. We hand Big John the makeshift knife and request fingerprints, pointing out that it was found underwater. The plaster cast, we saw that. The box of bullets, we saw that. The empty holster, we saw that. You turn in the jail clothes and request analysis on the blood spots. You turn in the badge you found at the bottom of Clearwater River. And finally, the blood sample. My, we've been busy, haven't we? Big John says, smiling. Yeah, it's almost like we called the number and bought the hint book. Honestly, I think that's really the only reason half of this stuff exists. Alright, I'm going to slow things down when I get in here because the order of events is different. Alright, let's go sit with Marie. That's switching music. Alright, what do I need to do here? Oh, what the hell's with the music? Come on. Alright. Yes, I'm alright. Let's give the rose. Oh! Wait. Need to wait for the waiters to come back first. Just speeding things up, even though I don't think that'll help. Don't mind. Walkthrough says lobster. Lobster isn't seasoned, apparently. Right, I'm typing stuff. There we go. Give rose to Marie. Let's kiss Marie. Yeah, I'm not the romantic type, chat. I would not have got that very easily. Okay, we got that. And that's what caused the day to end on the main playthrough. But we need to eat first. Alright, are you coming back? No, did not adjust your set. I'm still here. Okay, here we go. That disappears automatically. Alright, so let's eat food. That's worth the points. That animation. And apparently we can pay the waiter. There we go. Paying your bill, you thank the waiter for the fine food and service. The meal was great. You had a lot of fun with Marie, but you must get back to the task at hand. You see Marie home. Oh, that's different. That's very different. Huh. So, if we have the meal first and then we get it on with Marie, we get it on afterwards. But if we get it on with Marie and then eat the food, we don't. Alright, well, I hope I haven't locked myself into a bad end there, but you know what? The walkthrough doesn't say anything about that, so if things go wrong, I blame the walkthrough. That's all I can say. Alright, we need to proceed until we get to the warehouses. Come on. Game. I do appreciate these trolls sometimes, but I'm kind of over this particular game. I've played it for long enough. Alright, we need our keys. We hear about the 187 victim, who we may or may not know. I don't know how well we know him, really. Hopefully the kit's in the trunk. If it's not, I'm going to be terribly upset. Alright, what was the address? Looking at the walkthrough because I wasn't paying any attention there. Alright, let's grab our field kits. I think we got everything here. We took a photo. Okay, no, I missed something here. We need to look at victim. Looks like he took a bullet in the head. There are no other obvious wounds. We need to look at his face. I would not have thought of that. The murdered man looks familiar, but he can't place his face. Wait, you think? I know him. That's Woody Roberts. Suddenly it all comes back. He testified at Baines's trial last year. Yeah, I put two and two together because I've got a good memory, but the game flat out tells you this if you look at his face. I would not have thought of doing that though. I definitely looked at his wound, at the skin around the wound, but I didn't think of looking at his face. All right, I need to get the blood. I need to take the corner. Don't ask me how I know that. Coroner arrives. We've got everything that we need off the body. We don't need to look at the trunk again. We can just say get body there, and that's enough. All right, are we good? 156? Yep. All right, we have an address. I'm going to radio dispatch, even though the walkthrough doesn't say to do so. Yep, nothing. All right, so we need to drive to 753. What was the rest of it? 3rd Street. Do I need the kits? I do. See, there's blood inside that room. Don't ask me how I know that. Take the kits. Alright, so what is the correct approach here? The correct approach is to show our ID to this dude. He says, how can I help you? We show him the mugshot. We learn about him in room 108. Yeah, we saw that. Then we need to go in here and radio for backup. Oh, come on. I'm not leaving the place. I'm really not. I know why, though. Oh, for fuck's sake. We need to radio dispatch. That is the search warrants. Alright, so I actually do need to specifically request for backup. I wonder what happens if we didn't request backup. We could potentially still open the room from the side and get inside, but we wouldn't see the manly SWAT people turn up with their tear gas and whatnot. Okay, so warrant has arrived. We need to show the warrants, which isn't in our inventory. It's not there. It's just nice. Show the search warrants. We get the key. Let's get our kit now. Then 169 points will be opening this door. Does that work? No. Alright, let's see if we can get ourselves blown apart by this shotgun yet again. It really was just as simple as standing here. Can I stand here? Does this work? That animation. We need to see that again. Let me slow that down. Let me slow that down. This is not how taking cover next to a door works. Nah. Alright, they unload tear gas into the room. Beautiful. Wait for it to clear, because I definitely got myself killed off the recording a couple of times going into the room way too quickly. So 169. Now I need to call bullshit on this. Yes, I completely misunderstood the trap. But why on earth do they both think this room is secure? There is a bathroom at the back behind that wall with the painting. They don't know if anyone's there or not yet. It's like, oh, there was a trap here. There's no one else in here. Let's just move on with life. This is bad police work, fellas. Absolutely bad. Right. I'm not too salty about the card being in here, but it's still a bit of a leap. Right, we have Colby's business card. What else do we need to do? We need to take the lipstick, which I did find legitimately. It's just hiding behind here. Need to take the blood. Oh. Gotta actually read it to get those points. Okay, so at this point, the walkthrough that I'm reading says to go to 222 Peach Street. Correction, 222 West Peach Street. How we are supposed to know what that address is, and or that it's Marie's address, again is beyond me, similar to Saxton's name. I might look up Saxton's name in post at the very end of this, just before my final thoughts, but this is all very, very much of a leap, I reckon. Driving to Marie, I get that, but honestly, finding the address right now doesn't make any sense. Do I have to give the key back? The walkthrough does not say that I have to give the key back, so you know what? I'm not going to give the key back because you made my life hell. You've got no idea how hard it was to get into this room because of your behavior. If I go to Marie, it puts in the address automatically. Oh, come on, game. Come the fuck on. I don't believe that. Let's take the notes. Read the notes. I picked this. I'm calling bullshit on this. We need to look at the notes writing. Or we need to look at writing. That's what the walkthrough says. I call bullshit on that. I mean, that's obvious. The first thing you do is look at that note. You compare it against her letter that she sent you. It's clearly not her writing. Oh, come on. Looking closer at the note, you think this is definitely not Marie's handwriting. I called that, damn it. Also, yeah, I still think this is hilarious that we can open the door. Door is locked. And then Sonny does about 4 other commands instantly. Why can't you do that for everything else? Alright, so we just need to grab the paper here. And once again, I tried earlier, but apparently if I search the couch, unlike the seats in my car, we can search the deep crevices of the sofa and find, how about that, you think to yourself, a $2 bill. You slip the bill into your money clip. We have $4 cash. What about the couch here? No clues. We can search the chair here. A $1 bill. We're rich, boys. Completely unnecessary, but I find it humorous because I definitely looked in the car seats at the very start of the playthrough. Went looking for money, failed. All I had to do was look at my girlfriend's place. Alright, can I get killed here? I'm curious. Keith yells, Sonny, watch out! Screech. Thump. Oh, I have to read this. Jim shakes his head and says, in the days that followed, it was most folks' opinion that Sonny Bonds was overly distracted by continuous and lengthy sessions playing a recently released computer game called Police Quest 2. This must be why he didn't see the Mack truck driven by the little old lady who lived in the house next to Marie. You've got no fucking idea, dude. This has been an absolute nightmare to record. Absolute nightmare. Alright, let's go back to the station. And yeah, I definitely saw the next pass of the walkthrough. It's in the main playthrough. We're going to have a chat to Burglar about that shotgun. Again, I think this is kind of a stretch. Yep, we saw that. 3-2 automatic. We can ask about the prints, which is even more of a stretch. But at this point, I'm just salty. So at this point, the game says, resight the gun. Again, no one here today. What the hell? Please don't meme me, Jim. I'm not in the mood. Press view. High and to the left. It doesn't look that high. Alright, let's try that. It's too far to the left still. No, it's shooting high. What the hell? I call bullshit on that. It is still shooting left. All right, let's try that. Sonny, any day now, please. Jesus. Speeding the game up. All right. There we go. Dead sensor. Yeah, may as well do that so we got a full clip at the end of the game. Otherwise, we're going to be in deep shit. Okay, let's give protection. All right, so where are we going? Oh, I don't think I need this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, I know we don't need it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So at this point, we need to hand off our evidence. Go of evidence, because of course, that's how I spell it. We can give... Wait, what? Interesting. So on the main playthrough, I showed it to Captain Hall. And I did try giving evidence to this dude when I left, and I didn't have it. We're giving it to this guy now, so... You give the victim list to John, and he reads it in astonishment. When he sees your name, he gasps and says, "Well, Sonny, you must really be scared." You turn in Colby's business card, tell him who Colby is, the envelope, and the corner. The blood sample, yep, that's the same. Blood sample, that's also the same. We're never going to get to look at that stuff. Okay. Just having a look through the walkthrough now. Yeah, it says to call Colby. We can get his number from a few places, and it says to dial Stilton PD. It doesn't necessarily say anything about talking to Captain Hall right now. Maybe I can talk about Baines, talk about hit list, show hit list, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Am I still holding on to it? I don't have it, but I can talk about it, and the captain knows about it. Curious. All right, let's use the phone. I'm dialing Colby. I do have his number written down somewhere, but this is what walkthroughs are for. It says to talk about Baines. I have to say hello. Warn about Baines, or warn Colby will work. That's what I used in the main playthrough. Right, we need to dial Stilton PD now. Right, the phone is tapped. Let's look in our basket. Manila envelope. Crime lab. What do we have? Fingerprint tape location found glove box of deceased jailer's car. Findings of forensic examination. Positive match Jesse H. Baines. Rear view mirror of stolen car. Yep, same thing. The footprint cast. That's it. We've picked up so much evidence, but the only thing we've got are those two fingerprints, saying that they were Baines, which we already knew, and a size 10D footprint, which means nothing. Nothing on the blood. All right. I don't know if it was truly necessary to show Captain Hall that list or not, but we need to go to the airport. All right, 205 points is good. All right, he makes a call. Okay, so this is slightly different. It says to walk through the metal detector and then show the badge. Let me try that. Let's see if we can get ourselves killed. Didn't see this. Oh! Typing. Yes, there we go. Show badge. Pats you down, finds and removes your gun. The next time you're packing iron and you want to pass through a metal detector, think about identifying yourself. Yeah, I'm not going back and putting that in post. Mr. Homicide Detective Bonds, go ahead with your business. 210. That's the same as just showing the badge right now, right? Yeah. It's just a different means to get to the same number of points. 210. We can talk to Larry several times, but we did that already. Let's go fasten our seatbelt. We have to say no drinks. I'm okay with water though. Yeah, man. You can do it, Sonny. Well done. Right, we have a bit of waiting to do now. That sound effect was missing on the main playthrough. Water, please. And while you're sipping your water, I'm going to sip my orange cordial. Right, so this all moved very quickly. Unfasten. I prefer take off, but whatever. Chat, I would like to register a complaint. Did I accidentally unsight my gun? I'm all the way back here now. I'm going to have to cut this in. Oh my word. Alright, I'll be back later. There we go. Ask about witnesses. Yes, he says, we have one man in custody who saw the whole thing. Saxton. Sherman Saxton is his name. The correctional officer continues, just walk over to the interview area and I'll call him out. Oh boy. Alright, so this wasn't a complete waste of time. I'll cut in if I find anything else. Okay, this is different. I shot immediately once I saw him. As Baines comes running towards you, you notice a gun in his hand, analyze the situation quickly, and take action. That is very, very different. Presumably because he didn't get the shot off first. Alright. Let's go for a swim. Alright. I'm back. And it took me about half an hour, but that's about half an hour that I'm not getting back. So I've done everything else that I need to do before I sight the gun and go to the airport. Let's just make sure this is definitely working as intended. Again, I've got to put that on because I'm in a hurry. Okay, so the gun is wildly inaccurate at the moment. It is shooting high and to the right. It's possible that I screwed it up at the very end there, but I really don't think I did. Alright, let's try that. Press back. Let's reload my gun from yesterday. Press view. How are we looking? Okay, it says it's properly aligned, so I'm not going to touch it. Well, let's just leave. Let's see if we can get ourselves killed. So, give protection. Just need to head back to the airport, purchase a ticket, get on board the plane again, fasten and unfasten the seatbelt, and we'll see if we can get ourselves killed. Oh, we don't have sound effects today. Nope, they're there. Alright, let's see if this works. Okay, she's in position. They come over, let's take off the seatbelts. Make a save. Let's see if we can get ourselves killed now. Maybe I just made a dumb mistake right at the end there. I'm not going to go back and check. I'm just going to deal with it. Alright, so remember that one of the things is in the turbine. I don't remember where the other one is, but that's what the walkthrough is for. So we're at 220, that's fine. Search turbine. While that animation is playing, we're searching the pockets of the left guy. Hopefully that's good enough. I love the way that we could type in masked and unmasked hijackers. That was really cool. I think that's too complex. Yeah. Masked hijacker pockets. I think if I was positioned better, it would work, but I'm lazy. Read the instructions. Wait. No, we don't get points for that. We get points for opening the dispenser. Yeah, I'm so sorry for taking so long to figure this out, but I really didn't think, it's not normally a trope, that you can reconnect a wire after you've cut it. That is definitely news to me. So we cut the yellow, or this one actually says disconnect. Disconnect yellow wire. You know what? I prefer cut. And looking at my editing, I did definitely see that I did try a few different commands for the yellow wire. I think I tried reconnect yellow wire, and that didn't work. It said that. But if I just remove the RE there, it works. I think that's what threw me. 246 looks correct. Yeah, the reconnect thing threw me, unfortunately. All right, Sky Marshal is going to come inside. I'm not going to use his accents, I promise. Alright, so on my main playthrough, that second box disappeared super quickly. Like, stupidly quickly. And I'm not even sure why, because I'm playing at full speed at the moment, and I thought the normal playthrough was on normal. We definitely need the radio here, because we're going to do something with that. Take the radio and leave. We go to the park. Keith fucks off somewhere, because that's what he does best. So, the mugger. I definitely saw in the playthrough that we could use the radio and we got a message about the mugger. What we have to do here is we have to wait for the mugger to turn up and then use the radio. Which makes very little sense if you ask me, but I just play these games. I don't make them. Go north and west on screen. No, I'm just going to go north. Walk through. I'm just going to watch these lovely ducks. These ducks chilling in the pond. How's your life going, fellas? In an alternate timeline, I tried shooting you. And the game didn't let me. Maybe the mugger only turned up because I moved south and then north again. But the walkthrough suggests to move west here, so... yeah, let's do that. Yep. Alright, let's use our radio. I call bullshit on this. We can deal with this situation ourselves. I mean, there's probably something in the manual about this, calling for backup, but really? You key up your walkie-talkie and radio for help from Keith. The man sees you using the walkie-talkie. It scares him, so he runs off. What is this walkthrough? Evidently, the mugger doesn't like cops. I can't move. You hear heavy breathing, hacking, and coughing as Keith escorts the would-be mugger back to you. Keith actually did something useful. Wow. Breathing heavily, Keith says, "Sonny, I'm getting too old for this kind of stuff." It's these cigarettes, dude. Right, we need to talk to this man. The mugger looks at you and says, "Listen, pig, I ain't talking to nobody. You understand that?" Talks cheap, man. We need to read him his rights, because Keith didn't do it. Never mind. But we get points for it anyway. Goes to jail. Right, Keith, you deal with this bloke. I can't move. Keith pipes up and says, "I'll take our little mugger friend and turn him over to Steelton PD." Right, Keith is out. Now, did I miss anything in the sewers? I don't think so. I think that's it. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I missed. We can arrest that mugger. There was a whole bunch of stuff at Cotton Cove. There was a whole bunch of stuff in the river. There was a whole bunch of stuff we could do at the jail. Yeah, and all of it honestly seems very, very obtuse. I think the first game was a bit simplistic, but ultimately I think it worked very well. It was simplistic enough that you could figure things out by looking at it and using your noggin. I'm missing a point. Why am I missing a point? I did not look at the cover. Oh boy. Game. Game, game, game. I need to look at the cover before I open it. Alright, let's do this again. Use radio. There we go. We don't have to do it immediately like that. Talk to man. Read writes. And then we'll just wait this out. Yeah, honestly, the biggest problem I've got with this game narratively is Keith. In the first game, and I think the third game, if I remember correctly, Sonny Bonds works alone. And in this game, he has a partner. There should be a good cop, bad cop relationship going on here. And there just isn't. It's not just a trope, it's reality. I mean, my neighbor's front door got kicked in the other day by cops, and yeah, one of them was clearly the good cop and the other one was the bad cop. But there's nothing here. Keith is just useless. And we do get that moments in the office with the captain saying, "Oh, it's glad Keith was there." It's not even proper comic relief. It just seems like a terrible wasted opportunity. I mean, we don't get a good cop, bad cop here. We just get incompetent cop and complete fuckwit. It's, yeah. Narratively, I think this game is okay. But again, some of the leaps are a little bit too leapy. I'm fully aware that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm still trying to play at the moment, so I can't think straight. But overall, I did prefer the first game here. And this has no influence on it, but I'm going to say it anyway. During the recording of Police Quest 1, I did find myself on adventuregamers.com at some points, and that has a list of top 100 adventure games of all time. This game is on there. And it's not just on there, it's on there. Pipe didn't go off. Wow. Not paying attention. It's on there as number 24. And playing through this, yeah, this game's story did have its moments. I definitely felt, I'll call it a moments of dread when I saw Baines' hit list. It does that fairly well. But honestly, this game isn't all that. It's okay. That's about it, really. It's okay. I definitely prefer the first game and its VGA remake over this one. And I'm not saying that because I had to resort to the walkthrough. I'm saying that just because it seemed more interesting playing as a police officer who, again, I feel deeply uncomfortable about that at best of times. Police Quest 1 was basically in the day of a life of a police officer. Whereas what this game is trying to do is it's trying to show us a crazed man with a vendetta. And honestly, it doesn't work all that well. Alright, we've got 10 points for that. I need to calm you down. Let's see if our gun is no longer sighted. Untie Marie. Yeah, the walkthrough says to hide behind the pipe. Let's draw our gun, make sure it's loaded. And that is our 300 points. Yeah, it's okay. I didn't mind this. I thought it was okay. I definitely am going to continue with the rest of the Police Quest games, but honestly, this one just wasn't all that. It wasn't anywhere near as good as the first one, I think. Alright, I'm really glad to see the end of that, simply because this one was an absolute nightmare to record. I've said that a few times, but I really, really mean it. I've definitely done a lot of editing on these Sierra videos, but this one was by far the worst. I'm glad to see the end of this one. Alright, finally, just to really put a dampener on things, I need to say that I'm not going to record Police Quest 3 immediately after this. Reason being, there's some other recordings that I want to get to, and my real world job is keeping me very, very busy at the moment. I don't know if you could tell or not, but this playthrough was done in haste. I don't want to say the word rushed because that has a couple of negative connotations associated with it, but ultimately I wasn't really happy with how the edits turned out. And a large part of that is just how difficult this was to record, but it was done under a lot of time pressure, and I do apologize for that. I hope that this was watchable to some extent, but ultimately I just wasn't terribly happy with how it turned out. With respect to Police Quest 3, I'm going to probably record that over Christmas, and it will go live sometime at the end of January. I'm going to give myself as much time as I can to try and get that recording right, and try and get that edit right before it goes live on YouTube. I do apologize for that. I do see quite a few people sub to the first video when that went online. Thank you for doing so. And if you're still watching, thank you for doing so. I really appreciate it. But it's just going to be a little bit of time before I get to Police Quest 3. I will get there though, promise. Alright, that is Police Quest 2, The Vengeance. Next up is Police Quest 3, The Kindred.